all-new Dr. Phil. Dramatic second chances.
He was battling alcohol, drugs.
Nick Carter's life-changing turnaround.
I was so angry at myself. I said, I do not deserve to be in a jail cell.
Now, my first guest became a heartthrob at the age of 12. That happened when he joined the Backstreet Boys. He helped sell millions of albums and holds the record as a 5-time winner for InStyle Magazine's Sexiest Male Musician. But during the height of his sexiness, he was battling drugs. He was battling alcohol. After years of struggle, he has turned his life around, and I am talking about none other than Nick Carter.
Wow, thank you.
It's like this every day when I come out, so don't take it personal. Not really. So you got some fans in the house. You got some fans. You got some fans in the world. That's got to be fun.
I'm very privileged and I'm very lucky. I mean, they're beautiful and mostly for sticking with me through all the hard times, you know what I mean?
You actually found out about the Backstreet Boys through an ad, right?
Yeah.
Just a casting ad, and you went at age 11?
Yeah.
And what happened the day they said, hey, we want you to be part of this?
It was kind of funny because I was actually offered a contract to be on the Mickey Mouse Club. It would have been with Justin, Britney, I think Aguilera, and I chose the Backstreet Boys, even though it didn't seem like the biggest and the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And it turned out to actually work out for me because a year later, the Mickey Mouse Club folded and it wasn't on TV anymore.
People are really curious about you. What was it like growing up in your family?
My family was chaotic. It was not healthy. There was a lot of fighting between my mother and father. We saw that fighting all the time. I remember when my mom and dad would fight, they would come into our rooms and they would say, which one do you want to live with? We're getting divorced. You know, and they would make me and my little sister choose. And those are the kind of choices that I don't think are right to put on someone, the ages of 8 and 9 and 10 years old. You
said it creates more damage than if you had been physically beaten. One of the ways for you is you did start doing drugs. You started doing marijuana at, what, 12?
Marijuana was roughly around 15, 14, 15.
And then what else did you do?
Alcohol was the staple drug of my family's choice, you know. Drugs became the next choice, you know, marijuana, ecstasy, cocaine. It's difficult to sometimes understand, but when you're in this industry and it's thrown around you and it's, you know, you see your peers doing it, you see people who are in the same business as me, they're doing it as well. And then you're like, well, it's okay, you know? But then the question I had to ask myself was that me? You know, and I said no, you know, and I didn't want to do it anymore. Did you do it when you were touring? Yeah.
Were you high on stage, or would you do it after a performance?
Number one, I was never, ever high on stage. I enjoy being on stage. I enjoy performing. It's all about finding other highs to replace that high, and I think that's what it did for me. So maybe when I was on stage and I was performing, I didn't need it, you know?
You know, too, you got arrested at a Florida nightclub for refusing to leave, and a fight broke out. Is this starting to alarm you?
It didn't alarm me at the time. You know, when you're on that cycle and you're on that pattern, you're not thinking. It's just rolling with it. Until that one day when you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself anymore.
In 2005, you got hit for drunk driving. You got arrested then. Did that start to register with you?
It started to click.
Did that upset you?
Around the time, yeah. Because here's another thing, too. I remember sitting in a jail cell, and I was being laughed at by the officers. And it was freezing cold, and I asked them, I said, you know, I want a blanket. And they just walked by the window, and they almost had me on display. I was angry. I was so mad at myself. And I said, this is not me. I said, I do not deserve to be in a jail cell. And from that moment, things started to change with me.
I started the show today by saying this is about second chances. And I'm one of those people that believes that we make our breaks, that we create our second chances. And I believe that in everybody's life, there's that moment in time, and you will make a choice that will lead to all things wrong being made right. Describe that moment for you.
It was at the point when I was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy.
For people that don't know, cardiomyopathy is kind of a disease of the heart muscle. It's kind of a general term, but it can be life-threatening, right?
Yes, it absolutely can. He gave me this diagnosis, and I said to myself, I'm like, this is it, you know, I don't care. I mean, I lived in my mind with the idea that this was a death sentence.
You were eating the wrong kind of foods, you gaining weight, you got up to what, like?
It was about 225, roughly 230. And just completely changed my life around. And fitness and health became, you know, my new thing. And, you know, did cardio all the time. I would get to the point where I could get on a machine for an hour straight. You know, just pretty much just fought it every way that I could. And then gave up alcohol completely. And that was about a year that happened. And then I went back to the doctor, and the doctor that I got checked up, he said, whatever you did, you know, and have been doing, I cannot find it anymore. I cannot find the cardiomyopathy on the test. He said, I'm going to do another test and make sure. That still wasn't like, oh, I'm free, you know, I can do what I wanted to do. I wanted to live. I felt that I had a second chance. I felt that I deserved a second chance. I felt that I could change. And so I did. I did all the things I could to make that change.
You brought something today that is a prized possession of yours. Tell us how this got into your consciousness.
This was a book that was given to me by Kevin Richardson in my band called Why Some Positive Thinkers Get Powerful Results. And he wrote this in the book, and he gave it to me, seeing that I was going through all these troubles at the time. And he said, a good friend gave me this book in '92 after my dad died. It really helped me a lot with all the stuff going on in your life. Family troubles, BSB, and fame. I thought this might be useful to you. I love you, little bro, more than you know. Keep your chin up. Happy 24th, man. And so I'm 32, so. And I read it, and it really taught me positive thinking. I think that we think so negatively, and it came from my household. So all these negative thoughts, all these negative behaviors and things that have been happening around me, they were programmed into my mind. And so I just got into the whole self-help books, and I love it.
You've got this new album, and it's called I'm Taking Off, which I think is a great title, by the way, given your life.
Thank you.
And you co-wrote every song on this new album. You're performing it, you co-wrote it. This has got to feel right to you.
It feels amazing to know that I have my mind back and able to use my mind to its best potential.
Have you ever thought about writing your life story, writing the lessons you've learned, actually writing a book to help people?
I want to write a book, and I will write a book. And I was actually thinking about that when you said that.
Well, I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal. You write it, I'll launch it right here.
I would love that. I think that would be an amazing thing.
I think it would be great. All right, well, all right, enough conversation. It's a moment you've been waiting for. Nick is going to perform a song from his new album, I'm Taking Off. Next. And we've been talking about second chances and the miraculous turnaround that he has made in his life. Now, from his new CD, I'm Taking Off, he's going to perform the song, I'm Burning Up. Take it away, Nick.
Yeah, here we go now. Let's go, guys. You are the game that I want to play. And I just wanted to know your name. Here we go now. The way you dance, dance, dance on the floor, while everybody drink, 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 drink some more. It got me thinking, damn. Come on, come on, come on. I wanna take it back home with me. This club is so high, so high. Can you light it up? It's ready to blow. Hands up, don't stop, don't stop. If you're sexy, then get out of control. Jump right now. Let's get fired up, get fired up. Let's get fired up, let's get fired up. Let's get fired up, get fired up. Let's get fired up, get fired up. Let's go. I said 1, 2, 3. I'm burning up, enough. Oh, 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 oh. Burning up, enough. Yeah, 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 yeah. Burning up, enough. Come on, come on, come on. So all you sexy people, burn it up. Here we go, here we go. He's not trying to say cause you got on this nice dress. What you think you stylish. Now she is wildin', huh? Reverse it, pop it, drop it, stop parking. And I'll Coast Guard it. What's up? What was poppin'? The way you shake, 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 shake that ass. It makes me wanna go, 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 get it fast. You got me thinking, damn, girl. Damn. I wanna take it back home with me. 1, 2, 3. This club is so high. So high. Can you light it up? It's ready to blow. Hands up, don't stop, don't stop. If you're sexy, get out of control. Give it up, everybody.
Good job, good job. All right, Nick Carter.
Gracias.
All right, good crowd? What, good crowd?
Fantastic crowd. Beautiful.
All right, now we got a very excited audience of fans here today that are dying to ask you some questions. Will you answer a few questions?
Of course.
All right, Melissa, where are you?
Right here.
All right, which question?
How have being with the Backstreet Boys changed your life?
It is my life to be in this group. They are my family, you know, as well as my other family. But sometimes you have to turn to other people in your life if your family is not necessarily the best influence for you. So they really have helped me. So.
All right, Taylor, where are you? Taylor, what's your question?
My question is, what advice would you give, like, up-and-coming young pop stars?
Just have fun, you know, really enjoy every moment of it and learn from your mistakes.
That's good.
All right, now, so, all right, Nick's tour for his new album, I'm Taking Off, starts in January. Now, he's going to be hitting cities across the country. And for more information about his upcoming tour, you can go to his website, nickcarter.net. Okay? Now,